good evening. Welcome everyone. So we have today with me Kiran Kumar. Kiran is a certified nutritionist and a fitness coach. He is very passionate about the fitness and all that. And he is a practitioner in organic food diet. He is a personal coach and he is a diet planner. So that is his job. He is very knowledgeable and he will give you very good ideas about how to maintain your fitness. So this is one of the most important concerns today because the people are more careful about their health. So we are going to start with Kiran. So welcome Kiran, welcome to our studio. So we are looking for to some learnings from you that we can give to our audience how to maintain their health. So just to start with this, I am just giving a brief scenario of the fitness scene that is in India actually. So according to the research, and it has been found that 64% of the Indians say that they don't exercise. And another survey shows 46% of the consumers say that leading a healthy lifestyle is their priority. But only 37% of them actually exercise. So 46% of them looking for a healthy life, but only 37% go for exercise actually. So you see how interesting is the thing. So another survey shows the prevalence of obesity among the school-going children in India in the age bracket of 15 to 19 years is between 3.6 to 11.7%. And the survey predicts that nearly 17 million obese children will be there in India by the year 2025. Women are found far less active than men, the study shows. And only 3% of women meet the minimum healthy lifestyle of physical activity. Generally, we think that women are already active in their homes. Actually, they have to do household food. But the survey shows different. And this is also the big concern. The health education is not offered in university as a subject, where health is a big concern. This should be there in school also, in university also. People in India are more conscious about the cosmetic and aesthetic products than real lifestyle. So education is also a big thing. So you see, Kiran, how interesting is the situation in India. People love to lead, people plan to live a healthy life, but they don't go for the exercise. And the government also don't care so much because there is no education. So this is one of the primary concerns should be. It should be a primary concern because goes the saying, your health is wealth. So nothing is taught in schools and colleges how to maintain your health. So this is also a big thing. So I am more curious about to learn in such a scenario, how do you find your clients? Because Indians think about leading a happy life, a healthy life, but actually they don't take any steps in this direction actually. So what to do to find a client? What the client for yourself?
That's fantastic. First of all, huge namaste to all the viewers of Hari Prakash Sinha's, videos and YouTube channel. I'm very happy to meet you all through, Hari Prakash ji, and I can share some of my knowledge here, which can help you, right, in daily life. Hari Prakash ji, just like, you just given a very grand introduction about what is the current scenario of India. In fact, my personal life journey is also exactly aligned with what you have just described. I come from South India, where education is given the highest priority, and even educational institutions also given highest priority to the marks and scoring rather than physical activity and sports.
Yeah.
Even then, at that time, because of my own personal interest, I was very much into sports. I was very much into different variety of stuff. In fact, in engineering, I have learned Taekwondo as a karate champion, and I even went up to pre-Olympics. And my father was very, sports enthusiast, so he actually put me into different trainings, yoga and practices. Every day, me and my father wakes up at 5 and goes up to the beach and comes back, right? It's about 20 kilometers almost every day, right? We are going up and down, sometimes cycling, sometimes running, sometimes walking. So coming from that kind of a sports background, suddenly, studies became one of the highest priority. And slowly that sports started vanishing by the time I entered college. And by the time college is over, and then by the time I secured my job, I can say almost the sedentary life kick-started, because I started seeing so much of money coming from my IT job, and then started getting into these Friday pizza parties, and we unknowingly we get into a trap of things, right? And we eat a lot, and then I was like, you can't even believe that I started weighing around 90 kilos. And I suffered, many things like, overweight, you can say asthma, indigestion issues, constipation, acidity, and uneasiness in life, right? And after 10 years of sedentary life in IT, I have decided, this is not how I would like to end up, right? With a lot of money in bank, but very less balance in life. It's a very wrong equation. And I somehow I'm ready to compromise on my wealth and improve my health, right? So wealth is here, health is here is not a good equation. So that is where my journey started. In fact, I started exploring. Initial bet for anybody who fell ill or they started feeling any lifestyle disease, the first knock is doctor. And I did the same thing. I went to several doctors, and doctory or the medicinal area which we call as sickness industry, right, is good for general sicknesses like fevers, viruses and all. But when it comes to lifestyle diseases, doctors don't have that much of time to study your lifestyle. Like they don't interview you. They just say, okay, you are feeling constipation, take this tablet, or this, you take this. So they're only trying to, attack this, the symptom, not the root cause. So for a couple of years, I was trying different medicines, different pills, different doctors, and it was low and high, but the problems are not going. And that is exactly when, the whole transformation happened. And when I started understanding about nutritionists and fitness consultants, I started inquiring, I started, working with them. Suddenly the whole graph changed, because it is all on my plate. I thought the problem solution is in the medical store. Actually, the problem solution, everything is in my food plate. And how I am not able to figure out time for my own exercises. And then that is how, as a curious cat, which I started exploring, different options. I bumped into a nutritionist, I bumped into a fitness coach, and I started working out again. I started changing my, food patterns, me and my wife both, right? And that is where, we started understanding this area. Oh my God, this science we are missing. This science is not taught in anywhere. Right? The quantified diets and understanding how much calories or how much carbs, how much protein, how much fiber, how many vitamins are going into your body, right? Quantifying them and understanding how to fill it, how to fill those gaps, right? And then doing the necessary exercises, not like, just like somebody thinks only walking, only yoga, only that, only this is not going to help, because I tried all of them, right? At every point, they are only specific to specific areas, but they are not covering the whole fitness, right? So that is where I started learning different fitness, programs. I enrolled, registered to many fitness programs like cardio, workouts, HIIT, LIIT, Pilates, yoga, boxing, cycling, and several variety of fitness programs. And I started understanding how effectively they can help us, right? And that is where I started developing my fitness and we both transformed ourselves in terms of our weight, body, and fitness, and having back that my health back. So that is where looking at our transformation, right, and started asking what is the secret, and then we started suggesting them little things, whatever we know, and then they also started seeing the results. And the word of mouth just started spreading, and then more references started happening, and people used to call us, Kiran, I get to know about you, what do you think this suggests, and then they started asking how much fees you pay. That is where it clicked. Okay, this is it can be an alternate profession also.
Yeah.
So that is where we started charging initially for very less, and then we thought, okay, why not we finish some certifications and make it as our second income or something. And that second income, second profession became a main profession today. The people started growing, and people started growing. In fact, this is one of the long answers which I am actually giving to your question. How do I find clients? In fact, I don't find clients. Clients find me. Right? Yeah, because that is how in health and any service industry it is like that. Right? You can't chase people. You can't chase out. Saying that I can do this for you. I can do that for you. Right? In fact, by you serve the people in your hand, give a lot of value than the money you are taking, and you make them the transformation done, and they themselves started giving references. But of course, as you said, nowadays social media is available, and any transformation, any story which built up, right, and any happy customer, their verdicts, recordings, and all that we started publishing in social media, and even public started seeing that what kind of results we are bringing to the to them, and they started coming more, and today we are like I'm very happy to say that I have 4 nicely booked calendar training programs, like morning 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I do 4 sessions, fitness sessions where people join from online, and I do those specific trainings to them. And in the evenings also around 4 to 9, I have a couple of independent sessions for the specific people with specific problems. Right? I do group sessions, and I also do personal therapeutic fitness programs. For example, from Brazil, one customer connects to me, and she is almost close to 125. She has several variety of issues. Like I cannot make a general fitness for her. I need to customize things for her. How she get to know? The same thing, word of mouth. Like one of their friend in India got service from us, and they get to know them, and then they started asking us. So like that.
Or your services are online. You provide all the online services.
Correct. Because of COVID, this is happened that mostly now it is only online happening, and slowly people are asking, sir, can we come to your place and can we do it? And we started slowly, like maybe one client as of now who is coming personally to us where I live. But if not, online is a wonderful platform because I can connect to any person from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's
right.
it.
And nowadays, the video conferencing became so easy that even though you move your finger, I can see it, and I can immediately tell you it is a wrong posture or a wrong direction.
Yeah.
So it became very easy for me to connect to the people now.
That's really a very inspiring story that you have shared, and I think this will inspire many people to walk on this path. So with this, I am coming to my second question. So as we have noticed with the scenario that we see in India, so what do you think should be done to create fitness awareness in the society? What the government should do, what the society should do, and what as an individual we should do?
True. In fact, I say this is more relevant pre-COVID, right? In fact, post-COVID, somehow the awareness is large, right?
Yeah.
Because every doctor in the entire world told the only thing which can save you is your own fitness, right? If you are so sick, even COVID, our doctors and all variety of things, no, nothing can actually save you. That's what proved. The whole nation, worldwide, everybody watched it. So now, in fact, awareness is already there, and impact also emphasized by COVID situation, and currently Fit India movement, which is government initiation, and Atmanirbhar Bharat, right, and to encourage micro entrepreneurs into the health and fitness industry. Nowadays, there are so many free nutrition and fitness training, certificate trainings are available online, and which people can literally go through and write some exams and get that certification and start practicing, right? And now, if you really see in this scenario, all we need to do is become a role model, right? Because if I'm sick, if I'm FT and I started promoting fitness, and it's not going to work. Right? A doctor can be chubby, a doctor can be a lot of problems, but he still can write a prescription. But when it comes to nutrition fitness, we can't do that. We have to be fit, right, and look good, smell good, and and all we need to do is become a role model, be available to the people, impact people, one life at a time. I always say that. And the social media posts and interviews like this, right, and will definitely bring that enough awareness and impact in the people, and then slowly it will start kicking off, right?
So there are actually various forms of exercises like yoga, like gym, like aerobics, like Zumba, and other best for a person. How do you decide it? As you said, you customize your prescription. Prescription should be customized actually. But how do you decide on these things actually? Which kind of exercises, which type of people?
So I'll like to answer this.
Yeah, because as I said, the Ramdev Baba and we all, whoever is fond of our ancient culture and all that, yoga is the best form of exercise because it maintains your health from inside, not just for the look sake. Actually, it creates a good health. So, how do you decide on this? What kind of exercise to your life?
Wonderful question. In fact, I love to answer this question because just like you just said that one person who is competitive enough in one area, he will start promoting only that. For example, yoga master says for everything yoga. A gym person will say for everything gym. Right? Sports person will say for everything it's only sports will help you. But we need to understand that just like one side will not fit everyone, right? We need to understand what is their fitness goal, right? What is their fitness goal, and then give them the right prescription of exercise accordingly. For example, if you want to be a sports person, then you have a specific sport area where you need to develop your skill. We are talking about general janta, like people who are normally living life, but they want to do some exercise in a day to have a healthy life so that they don't get into different, ailments, right? Lifestyle issues. If that is the case, one thing will not help because, for example, if you are only walking, only running, then what happens? Only your leg muscles, your hip muscles, and only they are getting exercise. If you are doing cycling, then only the lower body is getting the more exercise. If you are doing yoga, you are only concentrating on the engaging the body, twisting the body in such a way that your entire body will activate. We are actually talking about flexibility, right? Fitness is not one thing. Fitness is about flexibility, balance, right? When I say balance, what examples will come like judo, karate, right? All these things, boxing, there are like a lot of balance activities there, right? And then you have strength, right? How do you measure strength? Strength is about how long you can withstand something, right? And then your stress-taking ability, how long you can stand, right? And how flexible you are. So there are multiple varieties. What I highly suggest to anyone who is looking for general health, don't just stick to one, right? If a given day all things are not possible, then at least one day you do yoga, one day you go for a walk, one day you do some kind of strength exercises, right? You do, fitness exercises. And if you are just asking me a quick recipe, right? What I say is, early morning, start with some pranayama, 5 minutes of pranayama. So your breathing is taken care, and then do Surya Namaskar, yoga, all body will get activated, right? And then do at least 20 push-ups, strength exercise happen, and then do at least, a couple of 10 to 20 squats, right? So your lower body, legs are being taken care, and then do for 5 minutes of meditation, right? So close your eyes, meditation is nothing, just close your eyes, focus on breathing, right? And just try to minimize your thoughts and focus back to the breathing for 5 to 10 minutes. This is like a quick recipe where you just do 5 minutes of each, and then you are good to go. But as I said, is it sufficient enough for somebody to continue a good fitness for 50 years, 60 years without any joint pains, without any muscle pains, without any cramps, right? And all that? No. We also need to understand one more thing, that if you really observe, a lot of people say, oh, nowadays if you live 50 years, that's more than enough, 60 years, that's more than enough. In fact, you are going to suffer a lot with that kind of a dying. Why? Because nobody is dying because of their age. Actually, nobody will die because of the age. People only die because of disease, right? And what is happening by 50 or 60, your fats are so high, or your body is suffering. A lot of people are ending up dying in a hospital.
Yeah.
Not like walking happily, living with people, having a joke and living and dying. For example, if you look at Abdul Kalam, right? Happily he's lecturing, he's standing, talking to people, and he passed away. That's, I say, one of the brilliant, wonderful way of dying. Right? You do your stuff, you enjoy your life, active and die. Right? So it should not be like, for that reason, we need to do specific exercises. For example, some muscle must be built at different areas, and a certain amount of flexibility must be there, certain amount of balance must be there. So I say combination, right? In fact, in my training programs, that is what I do. In my any programs in any given day, in 30 minutes, I'll help people do all of them, a little bit from everything. So that what happens, they will start enjoying that whole process. They don't get tired. In fact, after my 30 minutes exercise, they sweat a lot, they burn a lot of fats, but they don't burn the muscle, they don't form their joints. And by the time 30 minutes over, they're more energetic than before. So we need a combination. Just like, one full plate, you can't say only curd rice, only pickle rice, only that, only this. The same way is that you need to have a combination of things in your plan.
I am just curious to know, how long have you been in this profession, this fitness business?
So I can, if I look back, I think it's close to 10 years now.
Oh, okay.
And 10 years is like not full time. Like first 2 years I was part time along with my IT job, because I am a software engineer who works for Microsoft, Logical CMG, and there are several other good companies which I work for. And I was also a program manager handling 100 people at the time, right? And for me, in order to come back to another profession is like, it took some time. But slowly, steadily, as my client base started increasing and I started to felt like, okay, I think it's a time for me to try it out. So then I became full-time. I can say 8 years now full-time, and 10 years in overall with fitness industry. Started coaching.
Comment. So would you like to share with the audience that you came across as a fitness trainer?
Okay, interesting moments. Okay. There are many, but probably one which I would like to share is we are now getting complicated cases where, for example, I have one client who is so much overweight that I can't make them run. I can't make them jump up and down.
Mm.
Second thing, they actually, the person have a back alpha issue. I can make them bend,
Mm.
right? And then also she have several other, health related issues, right? In terms of ladies, different variety of issues, and she is already suffering with several other health issues where I can't even give protein, in the diet, right? So it's a very typical case for me, and we worked on it for almost like 4 or 5 days. We are sitting together with all the notes we have, and then we figured out a way to do it. And she just did that program for 1 week,
Okay.
and suddenly her long-term issue, like about 6 years, she is feeling about irregular, ladies, regular stuff, right, which happens, menstruations and periods. So suddenly after 1 week itself, she started seeing results, right? And she started feeling good about her movement, and she started feeling good about her breathing. And all we did it by, whole exercise program we designed in such a way that by sitting only, we made her do all the exercise,
Okay.
right? Sitting and doing. So in fact, we lot of times we say simply sitting and getting health is not possible, but somehow for her we actually did, right? And she's so happy, and now we are continuing her journey. I think like this, there are several variety of incidents which we've started feeling happy about it.
Okay. So I also came to know about the very interesting exercise. There is a good video for that. Your people don't go for the walking, don't exercise. So the guy, I think he is from Haryana, so he was thinking, how can you exercise sitting on the bed? So if you are not walking, you have to just move your legs like this. If you are sleeping only that time, if you are not going for walking, even this you can do on your bed. So I never knew about that kind of exercise, so it sounds very interesting. So there are many, even I am also like that, because my motivation level is on the lowest in the morning, because I work online, so most of the time when it is 12, then I decide I go to sleep. Then after that it takes almost 1 hour or sometimes 2 or 3 it might happen. So I get up late. If I have something in morning, then I sleep early, I get up early. If I am not going anywhere, then that happens to me only, actually. So I don't go for a walk.
As you are saying, I just remembered, one more, that we met with one patient who is hospitalized. Person cannot even move, right? But her beats, her body pressure, that heart beats are coming down, beats per minute, BPM is coming down, and which is very dangerous. If it falls below 40, anytime it can stop, right? If it can go that. So she can't move, she can't do anything, and she was so worried. And I was consulting her, and I talked to her and then said that, ma'am, I know you can't do anything. Can you breathe? She said, yeah. I made her do only breathing exercise. Okay, different variety of breathing exercise. She started sweating, and she started feeling her cardio is coming back, right? And couple of days. So as I said, as you explore these areas like yoga, pranayama, and any subject, when we go in deeper into it, there are many wonderful things, which even some advanced medicine also cannot do, right? Our brain, our body, and our own internal organs, our mind is so powerful that it has so many abilities, right? It is just that without having the awareness to know, study our own body, people are suffering. If we can study our own body, if we can understand what our body's capabilities, and it's a wonderful mechanism. You just trigger a few things, and the body will start, rejuvenating back, in a wonderful.
Yeah, that's good. So when you make a fitness plan for your client section, what kind of information you need from the client section?
That's good. Wonderful. The very simple, answer for that is that the first thing we ask is, what is his fitness goal, right? It all starts there. And then we look at his age parameter and current body parameters, right? We look at his, if it is available physically, then we actually made him stand on one of the machines which actually do the body analysis, right? Which tells us about his visceral fat, his organ fats, and then his body fat, body muscle, water, and several other parameters will get it. In fact, nowadays, all these equipments are available in Amazon with 2,000-3,000. Anybody can order it. It's a wonderful machine to have and understand their body, right? Take these parameters and look at their work-life balance, right? At what time they wake up, what time they sleep, and how is their work-life balance. And then we look at their diet. So these are my essential parameters when I can see what is that he is capable of doing, what is that he can do. Within that, we will start making the changes. Right? In his diet, we'll make changes. We'll take changes in his exercise patterns, and again, depending upon his age and other health elements, we consider them, and then we design the exercise programs accordingly.
That's okay. Yeah.
Right.
Because
so that is where the results will come.
That will give a very good idea to the people actually. So as we have seen the fitness scenario in India, generally people don't exercise. They only think of having a healthy life. So what's the minimum exercise you suggest to the common people? To the people like me who is most of the time sitting, and to the people who have a moderate amount of physical activity. So what do you think the minimum exercise they should have? They should do every day to maintain the health?
I have answered this question before, but it's a very important thought which I would like to introduce here is somehow this need to change. That minimum mentality should change.
Okay.
Right? I do minimum and I need a maximum result. In fact, if you really see, one must work out for 2 hours every day.
2 hours.
Right? If you really ask me, 2 hours of vigorous workout. At any age, it doesn't matter. At any age, okay, you should literally sweat these 2 hours, right? So I know 2 hours sounds to be too much in nowadays because that is how we became. In fact, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours hard work is the norm and once upon a time. But now it became, like who will do that, kind of stuff. But at least in my opinion, start with 10 minutes, start with 30 minutes. Right? Slowly start engaging your lifestyle in such a way you bring that 2 hours into there. In fact, all my clients, I'll do that half an hour full-blown workout, and then I suggest them to finish this 7,000 to 10,000 steps. Right? Every half an hour, every 1 hour, just move around, finish some 500 steps, and move that activity throughout the place. As I said, that if anybody is still looking for that minimum, as I said before, do 10 namaskars, yoga surya namaskars, 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and 10 minutes of walking and 10 minutes of meditation. Right? So at least I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 50 minutes, right? If 50 minutes is not probably at least 5 minutes. So at least 25 minutes. Start with that. And that will be more than enough to kickstart your fitness journey.
Do you prescribe the same prescription, same style to the women also, or in case of women this is different?
Oh, this is a very, very important question. In fact, many people think that men are hardworking, women are not, which is actually reverse, right? Knowing or unknowingly, they may be just living in the kitchen, but they would be doing many things, right? And in fact, I say women do many activities which require a lot of agility, flexibility, and it requires a lot of stamina and strength. You see, in women, most of the women who are very active throughout the day in the kitchen, in the life, and serving this, serving that from morning to night, they will be roaming around, walking around. But if you really see, they are not the most fittest, right? Even though they work so much. In fact, they are the first one who will get back pain issues. They are the first one who get knee joint issues, right? And they are the first one, who get, this sugar or blood pressure, diabetes and things like that. Why it is happening is because they feel that I'm working from morning to night, I don't need any exercise, which is a very wrong notion. For example, I tell very small thing. You bend, if you bend and take something, it is like you actually pulled an arrow, and the tension in the arrow is so high that you want to come back. If you bend, if your body is not feeling that, if you bend and the body is there, lying there, that means the elasticity is gone. If your body muscle pack is so strong, if you bend, it will come back. Right? If you press something, it will go back. So, women need a specific trainings on how to improve their elasticity. Right? Their muscles at different levels must be grown. I'm not saying this muscle. Yeah? This muscle is only to carry heavy weights. I'm not talking about heavy weights. I'm talking about having body flexibility and as well as stiffness, strength in the body, so that they can actually withstand any activity in the life.
Okay, so that's the end of the session. Actually, we have no time actually. So thank you so much, Kiran Kumar, for your learning and all that. We'll be catching up with you again with the further questions and all that. So please viewers, please like the video and share the video for the benefit of the other people, and we'll be meeting again. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.